Welcome back to the Make It Count Sports Channel. I'm your host, JG, and today I have a brand new exciting video for you. Normally, I talk about how I love sports memorabilia, and I have not shown y'all what I got.
Yeah, boy.
Exactly. So today's video is going to be different from a traditional sports card opening or talking about sports. I'm going to show you my helmet collection. That's right, I have an NFL helmet collection. So, without further ado, let's get started with the first one. I'm going to start with some mini helmets. All these helmets have been signed by the person and has a seal of authenticity, or they have some kind of authentication with it. So let's start off with the one that no one will really expect. Dun, dun, dun.
This guy is a great big phony!
Yes, I have a Jets helmet, but I have to explain why to everybody.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
All right, so this is just a Jets mini helmet. I do have full-size helmets, so it's not going to be a whole mini helmet type of episode. But this helmet's special to me because it's from actually one of the best wide receivers that a lot of people do not know about. If you have not known, this is from Wayne Corbett. Wayne Corbett was a wide receiver for the Jets. Very savvy wide receiver. And also the old school Jets logo kind of looks cool. I mean, they still suck.
Wait a minute.
But again, very cool helmet. Mini helmets aren't really my thing. I bought like just one for myself, and then I bought one. The next one you'll see I kind of bought for someone else. But yeah, my first little helmet. Okay, the next mini helmet is the only other mini helmet I have. Dakota or Dak Prescott. You can see the UK4. Okay. Every item that I buy has a authentication number or seal of authenticity. And again, I bought this actually for my wife because she's a huge Cowboys fan.
Seriously?
I am not a Cowboys fan. But I gotta keep the wife happy, right?
Sure can.
Anyway, I got it for her for a Christmas gift about a year or two ago. So it's a nice helmet. Again, not the full size, but I bought these on an auction site, so got her something nice. Okay, so of course, those are my mini helmets. Now, let's get to my regular size helmet. There is the authentic, and then there's just the base one, which I'm not really into the base one. I want an actual helmet. So let's start off with my first one, and this one is of Keenan Allen.
Right. Let's ride. Both fam, let's ride. Both fam. That's right.
Now, you'll notice that the number 13 is not present on the helmet at all. And I understand why, because no one does helmets. And a fun fact, I have a photo of him signing it.
Psych!
So that's kind of cool. This is actually a traditional helmet. Now, this is not the speed flex that the NFL players would wear normally. There's more padding there. So obviously, but this is actually a quite heavy helmet. Very heavy. Very sturdy. They have the knobs and everything that they need. To take off their helmet and stuff like that. Really traditional. Sorry, haven't touched this helmet in a while. But and the 13 is kind of fading off a little bit. That's kind of how I got it, which is okay. And then of course I got this with the seal right here, authentication. So again, I'm a huge Keenan Allen fan. Loved him with the Chargers. I know he took a year off, let's say study abroad year, to join the Bears. And I think it was a good experience, but he came back home to LA. And I think the Chargers have some of the best uniforms in the NFL. Now you can see the stickers kind of right here impeding a little bit. But I think it's the same thing over here too. So it's kind of like the design. But for the most part, like I said, Chargers have some of the best uniforms, best color variations in the NFL. So I like this helmet. I wish I got the blue version of this with the white, blue, the kind of like the darkish blue one. But again, it's still fire helmet if you ask me. All right, let's move on. I will show everyone at some point my other memorabilia that follows the theme. But for my helmets, they follow our running back theme. So I typically get helmets for running backs. So first one here is from Chris Johnson. one of the fastest running backs ever in the NFL. Had 2,000-yard rushing seasons. Really dynamic running back if you watch them live, right? Or you watch them on TV. And the Titans logo, I mean, I know they changed their logo recently, so boo. But this is a nice dark, I would say maybe dark navy blue. And then again, Titans, inside, under the hood, got the same padding. Again, I really wasn't into the, the other type. And I'll show you actually an example of that in a minute.
And I'm like, why would you do that?
So I actually think I have a helmet here. This, noticeable dust. It's in a case, okay? So I don't want anyone thinking that it's just out and about. These are all locked in a case. If you watch any of my previous videos, you can see some of my helmets sticking out when you watch me do a video. So they're in a case. They're just gonna collect dust out of natural, and then just sometimes you gotta clean it. This is actually Beckett authenticated right there. And again, Chris Johnson was one of the best running backs that I ever seen personally. And this is actually one of the very first, if not the very first helmet that I bought. I was really excited to buy this helmet. Again, all my helmets actually came from auctions. I don't really typically go to stadiums and get them designed. Again, that's going to take a lot of money and time consuming. And I'm not really close to a stadium right now at this moment. So fingers crossed in the future I can, but to kind of get this to a practice facility and get the guys to sign it would be kind of cool. But Chris Johnson was one of my favorite running backs coming up, so had to get this for the PC. Okay, I actually do. All right, so this one was from a random mystery bag. I think I paid $150 for this. Kind of angered me a little bit. Now, the player is amazing. Tony Baselli, the Hall of Famer, class of 2022, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars helmet looked clean, really like this. 1, what is this? 2, it's nice for display pieces, but I just don't typically like it. You see the foam is even, it's a replica helmet, right? Like, it's obviously not meant to wear. The other one you can actually kind of wear, the ones that I showed previously. This one's just a replica, and again, it's super easy, it's super light to kind of pick up. It doesn't have the weight of a traditional helmet, so I kind of just didn't like this one. Again, I have this somewhere in a corner in my office, in my man cave, so to be honest with you, not really something that I, again, who knows? Maybe if I find a Tony Baselli fan, they can have the helmet on a very big discount. I mean, major discount. All right, let's get into the next helmet. All right, one of the best running backs to ever don the 49ers uniform. Of course, I'm talking about Frank Gore. Legendary Frank Gore. This man is he's the LeBron James in terms of longevity in a league. Again, I think he played 22 years, maybe. I gotta get the exact number, but again, super clean signature. Again, 49ers is a nice finish and everything. Again, nice sturdy helmet. Definitely. And then I don't know if you can see in here, there's some nice patterns. It's kind of weird. At first I thought it was dirt, it's just patterns. Right? And then you got here. And you got your Beckett authentication again right here. So again, super, and NFL shield, of course, I gotta remember that, right? And then you got the 49ers in the back. This looks really nice. I mean, 49ers have a history, especially, with running backs. I mean, I know they got Christian McCaffrey, but, you always see they have one-offs like Isaac Guerrero, Jordan Mason, Raheem Mostert, guys who just come in and plug in away. But this guy was revolutionary for the 49ers for so long. Him and Vernon Davis, definitely had that system running and humming well along. All right, next one coming up. This man should have been MVP this year had it not been for some injuries on his offensive line, defensive line, and his quarterback. I'm talking about good old Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor deserves more credit to an elite running back. Again, Colts helmet. Look inside. This one looks really nice, clean. I mean, look at that. It's just nice blue and white. And I'm saying that because as a Penn State fan, I love blue and white. So Colts right there. Yeah, this is from Fanatics, actually, right there. And the NFL Shield. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, to me, at one point was running for 3 touchdowns a game, it seemed like. And then, of course, things slowed down tremendously when injuries piled up and teams started lining the box against him. Again, really fantastic running back. I, again, love Jonathan Taylor coming out of Wisconsin. Wish he kind of went to my alma mater, but that's another story for another day. I will say he does not get the love he deserves from a running back position. I know we talk a lot about Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, but Jonathan Taylor should be up there in top 5 conversations every year. He doesn't get that he doesn't get that credit. But I love this helmet. Okay, final helmet for this video. It's actually going to be a doozy. So if y'all know me really well, you know that I love one team right now, the New York Giants. Now this one is a little different than a traditional Giants helmet. I don't know if you can see through the light. It's a little bit more blue. This is not a traditional Giants helmet. This is a special edition. Now, the signature on here is Saquon Barkley. I got this helmet, and then last year I went to Fanatics Fest, and I met Abdul Carter. So on the other side of this helmet is Abdul Carter's signature. Now, the reason why I did it like this is because both went to Penn State, and of course that's my alma mater. So when I got the Saquon Barkley one, he was with the Giants, and I was a little too lazy to get another helmet or jersey because I couldn't get a jersey for Abdul Carter in time because the rookies didn't get their jerseys until like September, and I didn't have anything else specifically to get. So I just went and said, you know what, screw it. When I told him about it, he laughed, chuckled. So on the other side, I'm a cool dude, made no big deal about it. Okay, so Giants helmet. I have this This is Panini authentication, and then of course I have a JSA authentication right above it. So I have 2 authentications because of course I got them signed at 2 different times. Again, Saquon Barkley, really nice guy, and then of course Abdul Carter, a nice guy. Like the color scheme here, and again, you know, that's all I got in terms of my helmet collection. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Do I have a great collection? Love y'all. Again, if you haven't already, please comment and subscribe. As always, have a great day. Love y'all. Peace.